Hello, hi, hey, and welcome back to the red carpet here at the Twin Cities Film Fest.
Thank you for having me.
I have Katelyn Henslin. My understanding is you are a Minnesota native.
I am, yes.
Katelyn has a full fan club just ready to show support because you're working everywhere,
Yes,
and
yes.
now you're bringing it home.
Yes, which is so exciting, especially because we made this movie in Chicago where I live, so bringing it all the way back home is really cool.
Adults, children. Can we get into it? Because
Yeah.
I'm excited about this film. This film felt like that film where you watch coming of age.
Yes.
I remember as a high school student, my very first sleepover, her mom sat us down and was like, you guys will watch this film, and it was not another teen movie. And this film reminded
Yeah.
me of that. Let me tell you, it opens up very interesting, and I'll let you watch it to see what that is. But wow, like
Yeah.
you woke up and chose violence. Like you
Yes.
started with a punch. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, our writer on this was so amazing. And this is based off a lot of her family, not necessarily the circumstances, but the structure. So she is the older one in that story in her life. And it's a really beautiful way for her to kind of express this family scenario. We do come in hot. There's a lot of topics covered, which is really awesome. And one of the main things that our writer mentioned that I would love to share with other people is that it was really important for her to make a story about a family where addiction is involved, but the story isn't about addiction. And I think that is a really, really beautiful thing about adult children is that we get to see the exploration of something so serious through the realm of just what does a normal family look like.
I do love that you explored the family dynamics and the relationship, and I really felt like you guys dug deep in that. Sometimes it's surface, but you really showed, the good, the bad, the ugly, the leaning on one another, the support, the fights, and
Right.
everything in between. Why was that important?
I think the main message here is that, we feel like everyone has it together, but everyone is going through something. And you see that so much with Morgan's character, right? Like she looks up to these three adult children, her older sisters and brother, and thinks they have it together. They're exactly who I want to be. I want to be like them. And then through this time that they spend together, they realize, and she realizes that everyone's going through something. And I think it's so important because we really all are, and you never know. It's all behind the scenes for these people, and that's how it is for everyone else.
One thing I love when I just so I have a young adult children's sister. Right? I feel like I'm still an adult child because growing up is ghetto. Like we growing up like as children, we wanted so bad to be adults, and then we get to be adults, and we're just like, oh, I can't. I wish I could be a child again.
Yes.
Because
A lot of
it is a lot of responsibilities. But what I love is how you kind of take us on this journey, and we get to see through the lens of this like preteen adolescence, and the things that they kind of go through and venture through and see and experience, and then how it also comes back to their home life and their outside world. Why is it important to kind of merge those different worlds and complexities of adult children and coming of age?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's something we all experience. And that's why this movie is so relatable and why coming of age movies are so relatable. We all go through it. It's confusing for everyone. And so, why do we make people feel like normal is a certain thing? Everyone's experience of normal is different, and this is such a good example of that. I mean, you have a white family in the suburbs, and you would think on the outside, in this beautiful home, and you would think that is normal cookie cutter. And I think it's really important to show that everyone experiences these growing pains, even past growing up. And Ella Rubin, who played Morgan, is just so authentic and so beautifully portrays how confusing it can be to feel normal in a world where she doesn't want to be normal. And I think everyone goes through that at some point.
Okay, now let me direct it to you a little bit. Minnesota native, now working in Chicago. Tell me how you choose your projects.
It's a really good question. It's hard, especially in the beginning. I think as a freelancer, you choose projects to make money. You choose projects to eat, right? And that is the experience for most, and for most of the time. I've gotten lucky to be at a point now where I get to be a little more choosy with what I do and what I represent. Adult Children was earlier for me. Actually, our head producer, Angie Gaffney, was the one who really patroned this script specifically and brought it to the rest of the team, and she's who hired me. So I really give her all the credit for making this movie successful. But that being said, how do I personally choose projects now? It's really about partnership and collaboration. Who do I want to collaborate with? What story are they telling? Because it's powerful. Movie making is powerful and can really influence who's watching. So it's not something I take lightly in terms of what content I make.
Because it is very important. You have a platform as a filmmaker, so it's important. What is it that you want to put out in the world?
Yeah.
And with that said, what would you like us to take away from Adult Children as we go back into the world?
Yeah, good question. I would say anyone who's watching Adult Children should just remember that you are not alone, and that so many of these things we experience that feel so heavy and so like the end of the world are really just a step in the process. So just keep stepping.
Keep stepping.
Keep stepping.
I think the lesson that I'm learning, or the saying is, in order to get through, you have to get through.
You have to get through. The only way through is through, right? Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Make sure you check out Adult Children, because there are so many lessons for us to learn of all ages. I think as someone that's 30, I took some lessons away, and it helped me kind of reconnect with like the younger versions of individuals that's trying to navigate life. It helped me to just kind of remind myself, okay, because we fight with our siblings in our world, and it reminded me to be like, okay, that 18-year-old might be a little moody, but she got a lot going on in her world.
She's just figuring it out too. Totally.
So be kind to our moody teenagers too, because they're figuring it out and they have a lot going on in this world.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I am Jicarra N Holman with Twin Cities Film Fest, and this is the Red Carpet. Make sure you continue to watch.